Hey, everybody. Welcome back. So, this is the next episode on my response series to Champions Chat's best B tier list 7 they did. Lee invited me on their channel and we discussed his B tier list, and I came up with a list 7 of my own of B tiers. And this series is me putting my money where my mouth is and showing off the move sets of the cards that I talked about that I think are the most powerful. When we started this, we decided that there's only two really fair ways to rank cards, either having nothing equipped or having the ability to get everything or have everything. And we chose the ability to have everything as our metric for grading people. So this Erick Rowan build is going to be a little bit of a whaley build, and Erick Rowan is who we're going to talk about. He was updated recently, relatively recently, within the year, I think. And he was super strong. He was way too strong, so much so that he got nerfed, I think, twice before we have the version that we now have. And the nerfed version is also still very strong if you have the right stuff. Okay, so the move set is Big Boot. Deal 567,000 damage, increase your red MP by 10, then deal 439,000 damage and make 20 random gems into multiply gems of strength 6. Then the running splash, make 9 random gems into blast gems and deal 724,000 damage. And then the diving splash, deal 3 million damage and swap a 5x5 random area into purple gems and pin the opponent. So you're making a ton of multiply gems with this move set, 20 of them at strength 6. And you know that we can adjust this strength size through our entourage. So with this entourage, I'm going to go not as whaley as I could, and I will show you that. We'll run full-on whale build, but we're going to be using woods. Woods for purple MP starts with 4 more. And then we're going to use Nod Rock, multiply gems generated from moves will increase their strength by 2, and purple moves start with 2 more move points. This is 6 purple MP. We need that because we need to get to 7 MP to load the finisher. Okay, so you get 6 from the trainers, 1 for being yourself. And then we're going to use Zombie Brett. Purple gems do 40% more damage. Multiply gems do 60% more damage. And then we're going to use Mimrock. Multiply gems do 5% more damage. Multiply gems generated from moves will increase their strength by 1. All right, so we're getting 2 from here, 1 from here. That's 3. So it's now multiply gems of strength 9. Pretty solid. In the video with Lee, which will be linked into the description below, I talk about the meta as being a card that can throw out a decent amount of multiplied gems that are pretty chunky. Here you go. Here's 20 multiplied gems that are strength 9. That's pretty chunky. And then the other thing it's got going for us is the plate setup. This plate setup, to me, in my head, I'm starting to think very similarly to the Drip Yeet combo. These two together are peas and carrots, right? Heroics Titan Chest, whenever you make 8 or more blast gems, increase the strength of all your gems by 200% for 2 turns. And then Frankie the Parrot Plate, whenever you make 6 or more blast gems, increase all your gem damage by 500% for 1 turn. This is 6 to trigger. This is 8 to trigger. So anytime you can trigger a Titan Plate, you can also trigger a Frankie Plate. And now you have 700% base gem damage increase. Pretty strong. For the purposes of the video, I'm running 100% gem damage strap and Fury 2s and the wrong move damage metal. Doesn't matter. And then a 35% rainbow gem damage up for my metal as well. There are 2 reversal risks here. It is MP up and it is multiplies. Everything else is, well, and technically I guess blast, but I think there's only 1 blast reversal in the entire game. So it's not necessarily a worry, but this move right here is fraught with reversal peril. So we click the button, we throw out all of our multiplies and get some red MP. Then we throw out our blast gems, and then we blow up a good chunk of the board. 5x5 is 25. That is 1 gem over half. And then there's blast gems involved, so you're going to catch some strays, and then always has a pretty decent cascade. That was 114 million before reduction. Pretty good. Pretty good. 114 million. Click, 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 and away you go. You can make it stronger, right? 150% gem damage trap would make it stronger. Fury 3s against Fury 2s would make it look stronger. But really where you can increase the damage is down here in the entourage. So if you replace Zombie Brett with Howdy, you're making 6 more gems. Now you're making 26 random gems into multiplied gems of strength 9. And then, of course, you can put on Leo will increase your multiplied gems by 3. So now it's 26 gems of strength 11. Let's run it again. This one's stronger. Full disclosure. Now, there is a little bit of RNG with this move set. It all depends on where the finisher lands versus how many multiplies you have on the board there. So that is kind of a limitation, a little bit of damage inconsistency. But with both of these setups, 100 million is almost guaranteed. That's not the greatest cascade, so it's also 111 million. I've had this move set, I'll run it again. I've had this move set hit into the 125 million range with this particular entourage. We'll do it again. One of the reasons that Erick Rowan stuck out to me is that for a while, Modern Era Powerhouse wasn't exactly the... Oh, this bug. Is this new? Can I click on the auto button? Auto button should be right about here. I cannot. Okay. That's a new one to me. We'll I'm going to pause real quick and get back into match. Okay, so my recording software got a new feature where I can pause recording, which is really nice because I don't edit. So this will allow me to self-edit a little bit. Apologize for the cut. I won't abuse it. You won't see a lot of cut footage from me. Anyway, I was saying that Erick Rowan wasn't exactly, or Modern Era Powerhouses weren't exactly in their strongest place at the time. He was updated and given to the masses. So he was a really nice addition for a lot of people. And again, he still does work. I think this is still all meta relevant. The problem is there we go, 148. Yeah, that's the strongest that one has hit for me, but that was pretty good. 3 clicks, 148 million is pretty decent. When it comes to Modern Era Powerhouses, who's really kind of in that same level as him? The new visionary Seth is there very easily. Let's see who else. I'm sure it's somebody that is class. Probably somebody that is like, obvious that I'm overlooking. Zombie Punk, Erick Rowan, Zombie Ray, if you have all of this stuff and you don't mind a little bit clickier gameplay. KO, of course. Zombie Cody. Yeah, so Modern Era Powerhouse is still isn't exactly the strongest class that's out there. Cody. JD McDonough, there you go. There's the easy to get, really strong Modern Era Powerhouse. And I would put the amount of stuff you need for JD McDonough to be right up there with Erick Rowan, frankly. Yeah, so that's why I think Erick Rowan deserves the 5 spot on my list. Yes, you need some whaley stuff, specifically if you have these plates. These plates are what's going to really really make a huge difference here. Most people should have a Titan plate. Let's take away the bird plate because a lot of people may not have that. And then let's look at your damage output. Let me revert back to the less whaley version. So Zombie Brett, Mimrock. These two should be relatively obtainable. If you don't have Zombie Brett, just use a regular zombie here. If you don't have Mimrock, use another zombie. Zombie Green, Zombie Gunther are both free. So maybe this video quietly is a little bit more about the strength of the bird plate than it is the strength of this card. Multiply gems. On the flip side, this is probably going to break 30. You could probably put a rumble plate on here. $53 million. So we cut like a significant chunk of damage out. Rumble plate to clean up some of these, some of those straggler multiply gems, specifically if you had a red rumble plate, could possibly bring your damage back up. Well, here. Video is only 11 minutes. Let's put a red rumble plate on. Why not? They've given me infinite resources. All of the end. See what a red rumble plate does. I have 4 of them for some reason on this account. Okay. that's it seems excessive. I have 4 rumble plates and then like 2 gem damage straps. This account's weird. Anyway. Same moveset. Same move flow. Rumble plates are cheat codes, really. If you have a card that can get anywhere close to breaking 30 gems, a rumble plate's going to make it better. It's just all there is to it. And that's for sure 30. And let's see how much more we clean up. A significant chunk, yeah. Back up to 83 million. That's usable. So, yeah. That's why, this is why, all of this is why I think that Erick Rowan, that's why I put Erick Rowan on 5th on my list. Super solid, modern powerhouse, and modern powerhouses are a little weak. So he, especially at the time, so he was a great addition to the game. And is still pretty good. Maybe give him a look. I hope you've learned something today. I hope you've been entertained by something today. Or I hope you just like the sound of my voice. If any of those things are true, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, share to your faction mates, and I'll talk to you next time.